so that we can post it up for people that haven't been able to get to our session today. So first of all, I need to move the little video box around. First of all, welcome, Year 6 Camp for 2022. Woohoo! I bet you thought that Year 6 was a long way off, but it's happening and it's real. We go to a place called Wilson's Promontory National Park. The dates that we go is for a full week, Monday to Friday. So we leave school on Monday the 14th of February and we return back to school on Friday the 18th of February. Underneath those dates, I've put a link to the Wilson's Prom National Park website that you can check out at your leisure. There's lots of things on there. There's information about the geography of the place, the history of the place. There's a whole section about how to be an excellent junior ranger, which is an interesting section. So have a look and check it out when you get time. These are the reasons for us attending camp. It gives us an opportunity to act responsibly, to look after ourselves, to accept new challenges, to deepen our friendships, to extend personal boundaries. It helps us to support other people. We interact with nature a lot down there. We learn about our environment and, most of all, we have fun. And from my experience in the past, and actually my very own experience from when I went on camp at your age, it is a time where lifelong memories are created. Some of the things that I did on camp when I was your age, I still remember now. And we can see this, Mr. Murray, this is last year's, is it? Yes, it is. It's
yes, it is.
Last
That's
year's.
Vihan in the red. That's our Captain Sonny there, you'll see, on Vihan's right.
Yes, that's last year's Year 6
Yes.
kids in the photo. I've used photos from a few different years that we've taken kids on camp to the prom, so there'll be different groups of kids. This is my favourite page. This page gives you an idea of how beautiful the environment is down at Wilson's Prom. There's beautiful natural beachscapes, mountainscapes, sunsets. If you're up early enough, sunrises. The river is also a beautiful, peaceful place. Each child's experience at Wilson's Prom Camp provides learning that is linked to the following Year 6 curriculum areas. We don't do schoolwork per se the same as we do at school when we're down there, but there are links into all of these curriculum areas. There's links to geography, history, English, maths, health and PE, personal and social capabilities, science, and a lot more. And these are the types of things that we report on in your academic report. So they are the most important parts of our curriculum. For you and parents that are listening, you're not out of contact when we're down there. We are always contactable, even though it's a camping affair, we can still be contacted through the school. So if there's an emergency, parents can contact the school and the school will then ring our mobile phones and we can sort out whatever issue arises. We also will most likely be looking for adult, older sibling, parent, guardian, volunteers to come on camp with us. So that means it would need to be a person who is over the age of 18, and also this person or persons would need to have a current working with children's check, which we can apply for in the meantime between now and when we leave. If you are interested in coming on camp with us for the full week or even half of the week, please email me on my email address, which is at the bottom of the screen there, and I will put these this PowerPoint presentation up on Dojo so you can have the live links. But we're very keen to have some helpers with us. Oh, before I move on to testimonials, we do also, of course, have a large group of Keysborough primary school staff coming on camp. I can't tell you exactly who those people are going to be yet because we're still sorting out our staffing at school, but once staffing has been confirmed and we know who the Year 6 teachers are, we will announce to you who will be coming on camp. Big chance that I'll be there and that Mr. Williams will be there. The rest of the staffing list will let you know when it becomes available. But no matter who comes, it's always a group of experienced teachers. And within that group, there's always teachers who have current first aid training. Some of the testimonials from children that have come to camp on the past, and they always have lots of fantastic things to say, but I've just picked a few. Starting with, I learned that I can do a lot of things by myself, which is fantastic. We pushed ourselves to do things that we have never done before, like hiking, and there's plenty of hiking. Mr. Murray will attest to that. I had fun with my friends and got to know other kids that I wouldn't usually play with at school. I was blown away by the natural environment at the prom. The views were amazing. We lived without devices for a week and survived. Woohoo! That would be something that I look forward to. Learning about the Indigenous history was interesting. Exploring the river and rocks was my favourite part. And we've got many photos of kids flopping in the river on the hot days and playing on the rocks next to the river. Tidal River is the main river that runs through the area where we're camping, and it is a beautiful place. It's it's called Tidal River because it's affected by the tides of the ocean. So it rises and lowers during the day. When it's low, Mr. Murray, it's kind of a couple of inches in some places, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Totally safe, but fun.
Yeah, very safe. And I think I've got some photos of it somewhere. Accommodation. We sleep in tents, and here's some pictures of tents from last year, but I do believe that the company we use that hires the tents out to us has updated and bought new tents, which will be fantastic because I think then they will be a little bit more waterproof. 2 people generally per tent. We have squeezed 3 kids into them if we need to. A sleeping mat is supplied to each person on camp. However, you need to bring your own sheet, sleeping bag, doona blankets, and pillow. And we will talk about the equipment later on in the term. Boys and girls have separate sleeping spaces, so we do separate the genders for this camp. Bathroom facilities are right next to our campsite. I actually haven't got a photo of them. I must remember to take a picture of the laundry and bathroom facilities. But there's a brick building right next to this campsite where you can see the tents that has quite large male and female toilet and shower facilities. And in the middle is a sort of small laundry area where kids can swill out their bathers if they've been swimming and that type of thing. They're right next to, the toilet block is right next to the campsite, probably 10 steps away from the campsite, and they are lit with electric lights the whole time that we're there. Is there anything that you'd like to add about the toilet facilities, Mr. Murray?
We do share them with other campers, but what we seem to have the prime use of them being right next to them. There are a lot of different bathroom and toilet facilities throughout the park. that other schools can use. We are in the schools area, unlike the general public. So if we do have to share the facilities, they'll be with another school.
Thank you. Meals and catering. All meals except for lunch on the first Monday are supplied by the company that sets up the camp for us. So we are supplied with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, which is usually a piece of cake and fruit. They often put the fruit out and people can help themselves to fruit throughout the day. They also gave us cordial and hot chocolate from memory as well to drink. There's plenty of fresh, safe drinking water around the park. There is choices available with the food, and we will be sending home a dietary requirements form for anybody that needs to complete that and send it back. So that's for anybody that has food allergies or specific food requirements, such as no meat, no pork products, etc. And again, there is plenty of drinking water around the park by taps, and we always encourage kids to have their bottle of water with them. Each person needs to bring their own cup, plate, bowl, knife, fork, spoon, and tea towel in a named bag. And I wouldn't recommend a flimsy plastic bag because this bag needs to last all the week. So you are responsible for your own cutlery and crockery that you eat with. You wash it and put it back into your own bag. I've used an old library bag that I took off one of my kids for my stuff, and one of my own children, not a kid from my class, sorry. And I then take it back to my tent. So a calico bag or a cloth bag will last a lot longer, or a thick plastic bag will last a lot longer. And there's just some ideas there about what type of cutlery and crockery to bring. Doesn't necessarily have to be plastic, but Bakelite and plastic works best because it cannot be broken easily. You can see in the photos there that a covered area is an outdoor covered area is set up as our mess area or our eating area, and we also use that space as our general meeting place. Anything you would like to add, Mr. Murray?
That's also our performance venue for
Yeah,
our
it
trivia
is.
nights and things
Yeah.
like that.
So this area here, we can clear the tables and the stools away and use it as an open covered area for other activities. It's mostly waterproof unless there's a deluge, but that's part of the fun. Medical information. So we will be asking for this closer to the date, so it's as updated and relevant as possible to each person. But on the day that we depart, if you are required to take some kind of medication besides an asthma puffer, you will need to book that in or bring it in with you on the Monday morning and sign it in with a teacher that will be designated for the medical sign-in. In the past, it's been Mr. Murray for quite a long time, but I'm not sure who it will be. So you book in and sign your medication in. It goes into a tub. It's kept in a first aid tent, and there will be a teacher assigned to providing you with your correct dosage and time for medication. Camp David Sock, the camp goes for a whole week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Children that have asthma will need to have a current asthma plan, which is easy for you to obtain from your local GP. You could even do a telehealth appointment to get that. Children who do suffer from asthma, because we are doing a lot of physical activity and we're outside all the time, they will need to carry their asthma puffer, whether it's Ventolin or whatever else they might use, with them at times. So if a bum bag or a little backpack or, a zip up or button up pocket could be used to carry the puffer. And no devices, which I will be so happy about because we've had devices up to here over the last 18 months. So no iPads, iPhones, smartphones, smart devices, laptops, watches, Apple watches. It's a big, hard no. However, if you would like to bring an old school digital camera to take photos, you can do that, but it's your responsibility to look after that item. We don't hold them for safekeeping. And we've set a limit of $20 spending money. There is one general store at Wilson's Prom that has a supermarket type setup, and also it sells souvenirs and that type of thing. So we do make time to go to have a little shopping spree, and people can purchase something, a souvenir from the store. Jump in any time you feel you need to, Mr. Murray.
Yeah,
The
sure.
cost, the cost and payment. We've done a mail out to Year 5 families, so I'm not sure if you've received this information in the post yet, but keep checking your letterbox. We have sent home in an envelope a payment notice and a packing list and another notice that's just got a list of sort of the stuff that we're going through here on it. So check the post for that. The cost of the camp is $344, and I've listed all the things this includes: meals and snacks, tent hire, bedroll hire, all activities, our coach transport to and from Wilson's Prom, campsite fees, movie pass. We go to there's an outdoor movie theatre there. We see a movie during the week. And transport within the park. By that I mean we get on a bus and we go halfway up a mountain, park at the car park, and then walk the rest to see the
To the
sunset.
summit.
Which is exciting. Payment can be made in 4 instalments or paid in full, and all of this information is in the notice that's been sent home in the post. I'll also post up the notice onto Class Dojo, a PDF of the notice onto Class Dojo, along with these slides and along with the packing list after the session. All payments need to be finalised by Friday, the 10th of December, and that's to give us enough time to set our processes in place with paying the companies that are assisting us on this. If lockdown is announced prior to the commencement of the camp, a full refund applies. More information about COVID protocols and procedures is in the notice that's come home in the post. So have a read of that, and we'll answer questions about COVID as much as we can, but keeping in mind that it's an ever-changing situation. We don't always, what is the answer today may change by next February. Oh, there's a picture of the river. Here's some photos of us out and about in the environment doing our thing at Wilson's Prom. So lots of beach experience, lots of hiking experience. There are many bodies of water around the prom, which, fingers crossed, if we get some warm days, we can have a bit of a paddle and a splash about in the river. We tend not to go swimming at Norman Bay, which is the name of the main beach, unless you are a person that takes up the option of surf school. So we do have that as an option. People are not paying for it in the fees. They pay for it separately, and it's something that they can choose to do, is have a session, I think it's a 2-hour session from memory, with the surf school. And people have had mixed experiences with surf school because it generally goes ahead regardless of what the weather's doing. So that's kind of can be has been an issue in the past. That's the gamble we take. If you're a person that's brave enough to go in, regardless of any weather, then it's fantastic. This picture at the bottom right is us on the tidal river flats. So the tide's gone right out and the river is quite low. There's lots of rock pools and little spots to play in the river. When the river comes up, that whole area that you can see floods in with water. So we're not there then. We play down there generally when the tide's out. This bridge here is the only bridge across, footbridge across Tidal River. We use that a fair bit. We need to cross over to the other side to start many of our hikes, especially our big hike to Squeaky Beach. And this middle picture here, I think we're on our way to Squeaky Beach here. We're looking back at Norman Bay, which is this beach here. And the camping is sort of behind this tree at the back of the beach. But it is a beautiful, beautiful place. Yes, David Sock, you get lots and lots of food. You'll be full of food to the brim. With the food, there's seconds, sometimes thirds, and when it's dished out, there's quite a lot of food on the plates. So I can guarantee that you will not go hungry. And each night there was dessert, wasn't there, Pete? Mr. Murray?
Yes, there was.
Yeah, there was. We had a full meal and dessert. And did they give us soup to start with? No, maybe that was the other.
No.
Maybe that was Shiloh. Yeah.
It's a main course and dessert.
Yeah. So some of the meals that I can remember were we had pasta. There was a curry. There was what else? Burgers. I think we had hamburgers one night. Lots of yummy stuff.
Burgers are more the lunch, I think.
Yeah, were they? Yeah.
I think the year before we had fish and chips, and we had some interesting things. We had Schnitzel. That was 2 years ago. I'm not sure what they're offering this year because the menu was a little bit different last year. Oh, sorry, this year, but it was last year.
I've never been
on. Very nice.
Yeah, it was. There's cooks that are there preparing the food for us. The children don't cook and the teachers don't cook. Lucky for you, I'm not cooking for you. But the food is prepared by very friendly, trained cooks who place it all out on a great big long table, and you go past with your plate and they'll pile it up as high as you want. I've never gone hungry on a school camp, I have to say. I've probably eaten too much when I'm on them. So here's just some more photos. I thought the pictures tell you more than what I can. And these have come off my own camera, so that's why I'm kind of featuring in them. But I do have lots of other pictures. Again, there's that same bridge that we use a lot. Here's me and my buddies on Norman Bay, I think we were going towards Little Oberon Bay. I can't remember where this photo's taken. Looks like it's going down towards the beach somewhere. Some happy campers here up on the rocks. We have a day or an afternoon where we do tabloid sports and a sports afternoon on the riverbank. That's what's happening here with the tug of war. And this is the view that you can see from Mount Oberon when we go for the sunset walk. Of course, the sun hasn't started setting yet, but you're up quite high and it's an amazing view. So, end show. I will stop sharing. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Mr. Murray, before I ask? What do we do when we're bored, David Socks? Hush. I'll tell you in a minute. You won't get bored, not for a second.
Well, if you're bored, there's something wrong with you because there's heaps to do.
Yeah, there is.
It develops your creativity.
Yeah.
You will find a way to overcome boredom. not that you'll have a chance to be bored.
Yeah.
And if you're bored, we'll get you busy. Then you'll forget
Yes.
about being bored.
So while
Well,
we're there, some other things that you'll be involved in, there's what did we call them? I can't remember what we called our groups. There's duty groups that we gave names to, where you will be in a group with 6 or 7 other people, and you will have jobs such as helping set up for breakfast, lunch and dinner, or helping to pack away. Kids are mostly during the day involved in activities that are led by the teachers and yourselves. We do hiking, we go to the beach, we play sports, we look at the natural environment. You're given a camp booklet that has a diary in it. So each day kids go back to their tent and write a diary entry about what's happened during the day. We have tent inspections, we have competitions. At night time, we have a talent show, a movie night, a sunset walk. Oh, and we had a quiz. We had a quiz night. So at night time, you are entertained by us. Bedtime was, from memory, around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Waking up time, or I had to be woken up by people. I was dragging myself out at 8 o'clock, but it's usually around 7:30 for
the thing
rising.
is with the tents, you get they're very dark.
Do I,
So
I have a
you
question.
lose track of time. So you will sleep well.
Yes, you will.
I have
I just heard someone say I have a question.
yep, that's me.
Yes?
Do we get to pick who we going to in our tent?
Oh, good question. Yes, we give you, I think we gave kids an opportunity to write down maybe 2 or 3 people that they would like to be with, and then we worked out pairs from that. So once you have your tent partner, are you listening, David? Looks like you're doing a TikTok dance or something. Once you have your partner, you stick with that tent partner the whole time. And I think we actually had competitions between the tents too, doing various different things. So yes, you get to choose your partner. Any other questions from anyone?
Time do we wake up and go to sleep?
So generally you will wake up at about 7:30, and we start trying to get people into bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock. The movie night was a bit later because it's daylight saving and doesn't get dark till 8:30.
What are in the stores?
What's in the shop?
Yep.
So it's got one side is a supermarket for people that are camping down there. So you can buy food, but you're not going to go all that way to spend your $20 on a Kit Kat when you can buy one on the corner shop. The other part of the store has souvenirs. So there were things like mugs, candles, key rings, stickers, T-shirts, things like that. General souvenir type stuff.
What do we have to bring?
We've sent a, he's asking good questions. We've sent a packing list home, David, so make sure you read it, and I will post the packing list onto your class dojo for you to look at, but it's the usual thing. A couple of sets of shorts, tracksuit pants, jeans, T-shirts, a warm jumper, a waterproof jacket, 2 pairs of shoes, underduds, a towel, toothbrush. You're going on a holiday, so you know all the things that you would take on a holiday. But it does get cold down there at night. The daytimes, the weather can be changeable. It can be wet. So you must have a waterproof jacket. If you have, I've got spares that I can lend to people. So if you have trouble getting hold of a waterproof jacket, please, please, please ask us. We can help you out with that. Things like a beanie, you might want to bring a pair of gloves, a warm pair of pajamas to sleep in. It can get cold at night.
We are going a little bit earlier this year. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
for next year.
Yeah.
So it will be a bit warmer
Yeah.
because we were going right at the end of the term. So there's a good chance it might be a heat wave this time.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's Victoria, so you need to be prepared for all weather conditions. Plenty of sunscreen. Oh, and mozzie repellent. It's all on the packing list.
Mostly repellent.
Yes, the mosquitoes will carry you away if you don't have your
Now,
mozzie repellent
Mrs.
on.
Rice, I'm going to
Yes.
ask you a Dorothy Dix, all right? Which means I know the answer to it, but I'm going to get you to answer it for me.
Oh,
All right. If we have the situation where it pours with torrential rain, what is going to happen?
So I'm still in negotiations with Charter Bus Hire, who are the company that are running it for us, because there was some mention of them presenting us with an alternative if we need to move from Wilson's Prom to another site, but they haven't confirmed it. So once that's confirmed, I'll send separate information home. In terms of COVID, we will follow all of the COVID safe procedures. We take bottles of hand sanitizer. People will be directed to wash their hands before and after meals and at regular intervals during the day. Bring enough. You would need to supply your own soap for hand washing. If the mask mandate still applies, then that's what we will be doing. We are definitely outdoors, which seems to be a big push for the COVID safe practices at the moment. If anyone falls ill on camp, we just make phone calls directly home if it's cold and flu symptoms, and you will need to be collected by a parent or guardian. If you have cold and flu symptoms, you will not be able to attend if you have cold and flu symptoms on the Monday. If there is any type of medical emergency that requires us to ring an ambulance, then that's what we do. That's part of our training.
I have a question.
Yes, David.
Most important thing, what about the showers? Do we take turns?
So the shower is an individual, private, lockable cubicle, right? There's no group showering happening here. It's not the football club. So boys and girls are in separate parts of the building. They cannot access each other's part of the building. How many cubicles were in there, Pete? Mr. Murray, can you remember?
It depends which block. There are at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, there was quite a few cubicles, and there is a smaller block on the other side of us that had 3 cubicles. Yeah.
But the thing is, David, you must have a shower. You must wash each day, David. So if you're asking the question, we expect you to look after yourself.
But what's a cubicle?
Oh,
a cubicle where you lock it, no one else can go in except for you.
A tiny little room.
You know, at the pool?
Yeah.
When we went swimming years ago?
Yeah. A lot of people seeing each other.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Zara, good question. Thank you. So it takes us, how long? Just over 3.5 hours, Mr. Murray?
It's close to 3. It's close to 3, though we do stop for about half an hour at Coal Creek at Currumbara.
Can we bring our own games, like board games and stuff? Or
yes, you could.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
As long as they're not electronic.
And we do bring a supply of sports equipment, board games, drawing, pencils and paper that people can use. But if you want to bring your own, packet of cards is always handy. Throw a packet of cards in because you do get a little bit of free time where you might want to sit in your tent and play cards with your mates or that type of thing. So when it is free, when it's not sleeping time, you can have other people in your tent if you like to play card games and chat and do that type of thing.
Brendan asked, what's the time limit for the showers?
What's the time limit for you, David?
30
4 minutes. 30 minutes? No, too long, too long.
Okay, I'm joking.
No, 5-minute showers tops.
Yeah.
In your case, make it 3.
And it's not that the water runs out, but remember, we are still caring for our environment. And the more water you use in your shower, because you're just standing there enjoying warm water run on you, the more the environment has to pay for it. I know I've got 3 teenagers at home. My shower runs a lot. But also we need to be considerate of other people. There's, 25 boys that want to have a shower. So
But they're all
Yeah, there's so much hot water, David. By the
Yeah.
way, the hot water does run a bit thin after 20 people. So if you are using most of that yourself, a lot of
Nah,
people are
but
going to miss out and be rather grumpy at you.
I usually use cold water if it's a hot day.
Oh well, no worries then.
yeah, you'll be fine. So we leave school at 8 o'clock on the Monday morning. We ask people to come in at 7:30, which is quite early, I know, but we're trying to beat the busy traffic that's heading towards Cranbourne on our way out.
What?
And we generally leave by 8:30. We try to leave at 8, but in the past we sort of haven't left till 8:30, have we, Mr. Murray?
What time do we come back?
Oh, it was pretty good this year.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it was actually, wasn't it? We arrived back at around 3 o'clock on the Friday. So parents can
Yes.
pick you up at the same time they're picking siblings up on the Friday. So we leave at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. We get there by lunchtime. Monday is spent setting up tents, getting you familiar with the area, and then we jump back on the bus and usually do the sunset walk on the first night.
The first night already.
Super pumped and excited.
And then you sleep well, David. So you
Yeah.
will sleep well that first night.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We do have some limits around how much luggage you can bring. That is listed on the
Note.
packing notice. So not you can bring a suitcase, but a medium-sized one, not one of
Oh,
those huge ones that you can fit a family of 5 into.
I only have. Okay. I only
Yeah,
have a
so
big suitcase.
yeah, if that's all you've got, then it will have to do. But it ends up being quite tight to fit all of the luggage under the buses.
Okay.
Do bring a small backpack for yourself. And I just saw someone say, can they bring their school bag? Yes, that could be your small backpack if you wanted it. Well, your backpack if you wanted it to be.
Yeah, I was gonna
On
probably
the
go
same
buy a
topic,
more suitcase.
On the same topic, Miss Rice, and this is a question I get every year.
Oh, yes.
Do I have to wear my school uniform? Would you like to answer that, Mr. Rice?
You answer it.
So what's the
No.
answer?
Yeah.
No, you don't. It's casual clothes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
So
know it's a school activity, but you don't need to wear your school uniform to camp.
we bring our own
You will
clothes.
get. Oh, you will get a.
yes,
Are we still
own
doing the
clothes.
special camp T-shirt? I love mine. They're one of my favourite T-shirts.
Yeah, they're not bad quality, are they? Yeah, I guess we are.
Can we see?
Thought about that yet, but yeah, we can do
And
that.
that T-shirt you are allowed to wear for the rest of the year as part of your special Year 6 privilege. You
Privilege.
get to wear this magnificent Wilson's Promontory T-shirt. So
Yeah, and last year we ran a competition for the design on it. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
we could
which
do that
was
this year.
yeah. So I hadn't really thought about t-shirts yet, but I'll
That'd be a
need
good
to.
remote learning activity, grade 5 teachers.
Yeah, that could be fun. And Tanveen, sorry, absolutely. Bring books. You'll have time to read.
Yeah, time on the bus.
No teacher is ever going to say, don't bring a book. Always. That's a yes. A hard yes to a book.
It's how many we will say, not
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Are there any other questions from anybody?
what if someone brings a lighter?
I beg your pardon, a lighter?
Yep.
So there's no, that's contraband, that will be confiscated. There's no reason to bring a lighter. We're not allowed to have campfires during that time down at Wilson's Prom. So,
Okay.
and that's not us that sets that rule. That's the national park that sets that rule because it's the height of summer, and summer is the bushfire season.
Yeah, there might be fire restrictions anyway.
Yeah. So that will be part of our session on the Monday when we arrive. You will be shown where the assembly areas are in case of bushfire emergencies and things like that. We run through all of that with everybody, and we have plans in place for that, and we'll run through it pretty concisely with you. But no things like pocket knives, lighters, matches, devices. What else?
Are we allowed to bring our own food?
You don't bring it to camp.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
What'd she say?
If you bring your own food, David, you're going to invite unwelcome guests into your tent. I don't mean Tangveen
Huh?
and Booby and other people. I mean
What did I do?
wombats. Wombats are attracted to food. And you might think, oh, yes, it's in a little plastic packet. They smell it out, mate. Wombats have very poor eyesight and they like barging into tents. They can't always see that it's not, whether it's done up or not. And they're very strong creatures and they are determined. If they smell food, they're going to try and get into your tent, David. So you could have a guest at night if you do that.
Yay, I'm not alone. Wait, I'm not.
Yeah, you don't want to track them. And one time when I was at the prom, a wombat did a big wee in my tent and it absolutely bombed. So you don't need.
We're blaming the wombat anyway.
You don't need a wombat in your tent. Yeah, it was the wombat. I promise. I promise. So we might finish up there. Can you just give me an indication, the people that are on camera and off, using the reactions, a thumbs up or a clap, or what's the other one? A party hat or a smiley face, if you think this sounds like something that would be exciting to do and you're keen to do it. I can see 2 people, 3 people. Yeah, that's better. Yay. Thank you. Yes. So we strongly encourage you all to come. Thank you so much to the people that joined in today. And can you pass the word on to your friends about what we've spoken to today? And I'll put some extra information up. Please ask your teacher if you have any questions, and if they can't answer it, they'll pass their queries on to Mr. Murray and I.
Brendan asked how many teachers are there allowed or caretakers or volunteers are expected to attend the camp?
So the government says that when we go on camp that the school must have 1 teacher to every 10 students.
So if there's 70 kids, there'll be 7 teachers. If there's 61 kids, there'll be 7 teachers.
But we often go over that limit. So we've got 50, is it 52 kids in year 5?
Yeah, so if 52 go, there'll be 6 teachers minimum.
Yeah. And if we get some extra family or parent volunteers, fantastic. If we had 8 people, even better.
What?
What do you mean by what? What?
Like someone's parents?
Yeah. Oh, you might have come in late. We're asking if someone's parents might like to volunteer to come on camp and be one of the helpers.
Oh yeah, I did come in late. Yeah.
They can let me know or let their teacher know.
Okay, I'll check the recording later.
Fantastic. Thanks, David. I love the way that you're interacting in this session. All right, thank you. It was so lovely to see everybody's faces, and we will see you in real life pretty soon, I hope. We'll be all excited about camp. See you later.
Goodbye.